It's Tuesday, March 10th. I'm meteorologist Kalin Mitchell in the CTV News Atlantic Weather Center. I don't have a lot to say about the weather conditions on this Tuesday for the Maritimes because it's a very nice early March day. There's a lot of sunshine around. Temperatures quite mild, might even be considered warm for this time of the year, with some high temperatures away from the coastline headed up towards the low to mid-teens for today. There is a low chance of the odd shower drifting through northern areas of New Brunswick during the day, and a low chance in northern areas of New Brunswick of maybe the odd flurry drifting through later this evening and tonight as temperatures start to turn a little bit colder. Speaking of which, let's head over and take a look at our forecast timeline for cloud cover and precipitation. So here we are at 5 p.m. So moving into the early evening, there's some of those temperatures away from the coast around the low to mid-teens. It's a little bit cooler in the north of New Brunswick, as well as some of those coastal areas which will have high temperatures today, mostly ranging from the high single digits into the low teens. Now there's a change in the temperatures coming up for tonight. In the Maritime region, we're going to be getting into a northeast wind that is going to start to bring in some chillier air, and it's going to send some overnight low temperatures, especially in parts of New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island, but also some north and eastern areas of Nova Scotia, down to and below the freezing mark. And this is important to have this colder air arrive in place because we have a weather system approaching on Wednesday, and because things are going to have chilled a little bit for parts of the region, that next weather system does look like it is going to be an icy mix for the region. In fact, on Wednesday, we can expect during the day a mixture of snow, ice pellets, and freezing rain develop in the province of New Brunswick. And later Wednesday evening and Wednesday night, there'll be a risk of freezing rain for parts of Prince Edward Island and northern and eastern areas of Nova Scotia, with the Atlantic coastline of Nova Scotia and the southwest of that province likely mild enough that this weather system mostly arrives as some rain, drizzle, and fog. But let's talk more about the risk that some of this freezing rain poses. I'll step out of the way here so we can see the colors here on this map around the Maritimes. Now, areas highlighted in through the yellow, those are areas that are at risk for relatively light freezing rain, maybe up to around 5 millimeters of ice accretion, so that'd be a collection of ice on some surfaces, and that could create an icy glaze and some slippery surfaces. You can see, though, in the province of New Brunswick, there's a risk the ice could collect further because the freezing rain may be more prolonged there, accompanied by some ice pellets. 5 to 10 millimeters of ice accretion, again, slippery surfaces, making for some hazardous travel conditions, hazardous walking conditions. Some branches may be bowed by the weight of that ice. In some cases, they can snap or contact power lines, leading to an increased risk of some power outages. And a few pockets in central and western areas of New Brunswick can't be ruled out that an ice accretion could actually be 10 millimeters or a little bit more. And that's a more serious situation when it comes to freezing rain. Additionally, as a travel advisory, remember, this freezing rain arrives for parts of Ontario and Quebec before us, so earlier in the day on Wednesday. So if you're traveling down into the St. Lawrence River Valley, headed towards southern Quebec, or parts of southern Ontario, especially Ottawa and around the Ottawa Valley, they're going to be into a significant freezing rain situation as well. So make sure you check on the details of your forecast along that travel route, the weather alerts that are in place, so you can expect the type of conditions that you're likely to encounter. In the meantime, we have some weather alerts already out for parts of the Maritimes, beginning first with the north of New Brunswick. Here, along with the risk of freezing rain, there's also going to be some accumulating snow and ice pellets. And in some cases, it might be enough to accumulate to 15 centimeters or more. Now, the remainder of New Brunswick is at risk for a mixture of ice pellets, but a longer duration of freezing rain. It could be around 10 to 18 hours. And now added underneath the special weather statement for today is both Prince and Queens County and Prince Edward Island. Again, late in the day on Wednesday through Thursday afternoon, the potential for 4 to 8 hours of freezing rain. You can find news and weather updates anytime at ctvnewsatlantic.ca.